Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye up, bye up. Straight to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking. And I highly appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. I'm getting a lot of support, but there's a lot of people in the Vegas sector that's not supporting your boy, the Gun, man. They're upset with me. Hey, sides have been chosen. Phone calls have been made. Hey, in a threatening manner, right? Do I look concerned? I'm not. And I'm going to tell you guys why I'm not concerned. Because I'm not picking and choosing sides like others are. Okay? I'm not a supporter of Sin City Manny, Sin City Family, Sin City Julie, Sin City period, right? And I'm definitely not a supporter of Finny the Legend and Bubbly. What I am is a person of interest, right? And I'm very interested in the saga of this ongoing spectacle of what happened on the Vegas Strip, right? Now, 2 people lost their lives. That's not that right there is a fact. Sin City Manny is the one who pulled the trigger. That again is a goddamn undisputable fact, right? But I'm gonna tell you what isn't a fact. The fact is that the gun is not choosing sides. That's a fact. But the fact is, I'm not doing that. And people are like, oh man, he's choosing sides. He's taking Manny's side because he's Mexican, or he's taking Finney's side because Finney's fucking whatever. Look, at the end of the day, I am not that type of man to choose sides, pick and choose. See, my choosing sides days are over. Them shoes are hung up and I put on Jordans because they're mighty and better and more comfortable, right? But I'll say this. The Vegas sector, that's what they're calling it, right? And that is basically, I've been doing this YouTube shit for a long time, and I know I get support from Las Vegas, I get support from Arizona, from New Mexico, from Canada, from New Zealand, from Guam. Shout out my boy Zubs. I get a lot of support from everywhere, right? All around the world. And Vegas has always been on your boy's team. They've always been big supportive. Hey, whatever you guys are doing out in Vegas, keep on doing it, man, because the support game is real. They are really into YouTube more than I ever acknowledged. But what I've realized more now is that they want to distance themselves from everyone. They just want to be the Vegas sector. They don't want anything to do with California. They don't want nothing to do with the Pacific Northwest. They don't want a damn thing to do with the Midwest or the East Coast. It's Vegas and Vegas strong only. I respect it. When you're in an area, you stick together. And you ain't not gonna let no one bring down your area unless his name is Finny the Legend. He's from Arizona. Then he can go in there and go ahead and bust chops and do anything he wants with people from Vegas. But there was repercussions. Now, I'll say this: this whole Sin City Manning case is crazy. There's a lot of more left turns than there are right twists. Okay, there's a lot more to meets the eye, and it's all gonna come out in trial. It's all gonna come out now. Yesterday, I did a live with Dubs, and we were talking about the whole death penalty thing with Sin City Manny, because yesterday they had a closed hearing, okay, to decide whether or not they were going to charge him with the death penalty. Okay, that news has not been released yet. I've been asked by many people, what's the news on that? I got my fillers out there. I got a few people that are on standby ready to make a phone call as soon as they find out. We haven't found out nothing yet. Again, there's no reason to keep it quiet. If they are going to charge him with the death penalty and they're going for that, then that's just what they're going for. Hey, I already told you guys many times, it is what the fuck it is. Anyways, back to the Vegas sector. When this incident happened, a lot of people chose sides. Some people that rocked with Manny continue to rock with Manny, and they're still doing that. Okay? I see all kinds of free Sin City Manny shirts. And look, the fact is, man, you can rock with that man all you want, but the fact that he took 2 lives over some YouTube bullshit, that ain't what you really want to rock with. You could support his family. You could support his channel. You could support that man in spirit. But that act that he did, I can't support it. And I wouldn't if I was you. But again, no hatred towards the Sin City family side. Those people that have been rocking with that family for years are going to continue to do so. And then there's the other side, the Finney the Legend side, the side that already have a bias against Manny, the side that already done fell off. See, a lot of these supporters, including Finney himself and Bubbly at one point in time, were big Sin City family supporters. They all were in the same basket, just a whole bunch of different eggs that hatched differently, right? And for whatever reason, whether it was the characteristics that Manny displayed, which I thought were rather flavorish, right? Rather glittery, sometimes a little sparkly, right? Whatever he chose to get into and very narcissistic, I could see where people fell off. I could see where people distance themselves, where they're like, hey, man, this is not the creator that you started out as. A lot of the promises you made, a lot of the hype around your channel didn't end up being what they thought it was going to be. It happens. I've had several people fall off of my channel because they're like, your elevation in the game is not what we wanted or what we expected. And I said, well, see you later. It's just going to be like that. No disrespect intended, but if you ain't rocking with me, I'll be a damn fool to rock with you. But respects, I always will respect you. Even though I don't rock with you, I got to respect you. That's the way the game is played. That's facts, right? With Manny, it was a different story. With this Vegas sector, it's a whole different story. And I'm starting to realize they move differently within this YouTube game. Okay, YouTube is just YouTube. It's content creation, it's entertainment, it's news, it's hood vlogs, it's anything you want it to be. There's several other channels out there in the YouTube world. Man, you can learn how to make a paper mache. You know what I'm saying? You can learn how to jailbreak something. You can learn how to break something out of jail. There's a lot of different things you can learn on YouTube, man. Anything from fucking how to put a pullout in to where the old school in the 90s, we used to take the pullouts out, right? So what I'm saying is there's something for everybody. And sometimes you'll stumble upon a channel and for a few months, that'll be it, man. They'll make you laugh. They'll make you cry. They'll get you emotional. It is what it is. And then you realize, hey, somewhere in between the lines, I don't want to be here no more. But some people fall head first into that YouTube fucking abyss, that hole, that deep, dark hole, right? Where they can't seem to get themselves out of it. And they start to comment and they start to go on the lives and they start to feel like they're somebody. And then they start to build their own persona and character. And next thing you know, when something doesn't go their way, then they're mad at the content creator that brought them all together in the first place. With Manny's situation, man, it seems like there was a lot of people that fell off for whatever reason. I'm not saying you're wrong or you're right, but you chose what you chose. A lot of those people gravitated more towards the side of Finney the Legend because Finney the Legend in his own nature was stating facts. Okay, he was putting shit out there about Manny with indisputable facts, right? He put a lot of facts out there. He put a lot of reports out there. He put a lot of different things out there to show that Manny wasn't what everybody signed up for. Was it his job to be the YouTube police? Was it his job to be the hero or the corrector of the people? Absolutely not. But that is what he chose. And they say, the great Nipsey Hussle, the late great Nipsey Hussle said, when you make your bed, homie, you got to lay all up in that motherfucker, right? Cobijas y todo. Let me translate that to you, for you. Covers. Can I get some blankets, please? Right? Itchy, pero warm. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something about Finney the Legend. I support any man in doing what the fuck he wants to do. I don't care what his content's about. Hey, I could give him advice. I could tell people, hey, you shouldn't be doing that, bro. That's a dangerous situation like I've done with Renegade Media in the past. I could talk about a whole bunch of different shit, but at the end of the day, every man is his own man. Whatever he wants to do, hey, he'll suffer. He'll reap what he sows. The seeds that he sows are the same ones that are going to hatch up. Sometimes it's going to be tomates. You're going to sit on them and catch up. And sometimes it's going to be mustard. And you're just going to have a whole bunch of yellow shit on your ass. Either way, it's up to you to do what the hell you want to do. In this case, Finney the Legend continued to do what he wanted to do, what was rile the people up, gather as much attention as he could monetarily and supportive as possible. And his whole thing was to go in on Manny. He basically was what we call in the YouTube community a troll. Okay? Maybe a man with a good heart, a good family man, a good husband, a good person. But nevertheless, on YouTube, he was considered a troll because he was trolling Manny and Manny was clapping back and they were going back and forth and back. And ultimately, what happened? Murder. Finney and his wife. Okay? So now there's a lot of people that are still rocking with Finney. They're mad as fuck at Manny for taking their lives. They're screaming at the top of their lungs. It's divided. The Vegas sector is truly divided. Then, of course, you have the Manny fans that feel like, hey, homie, when you play street games, you get street consequences. I come from the old school. I'm an ex-gang member, pretty hardcore, man. At that point, I was someone of status, not crazy status, wasn't shot calling, but I was somebody within my neighborhood, somebody within my area, somebody within my gang and my movement, right? And I played the game the way it was supposed to be played. Now, ultimately, it didn't work out for me. You know what I'm saying? I had to pass go and not collect that 200. That's fine. The conscious decision that I made, the decisions that I continue to make every day revolves around me and my family and my children. And I'm happy with that. That's the best thing that could have ever happened to me. But that doesn't mean I forgot the game and I forgot how to play it. See, that's something you can never forget. Kind of like riding a bike. Once you jump on that motherfucker, it might take you a few pedals, but once you start going, in the wind you are, right? I understand how to go in the gang life. I understand how to go in the street life. And I understand one thing: when another man is disrespecting another man, not everyone takes the disrespect the same way. And in this case, Manny took it very serious and Finney didn't seem to. And what happened? Ultimately, Manny grabbed a gun and he murdered Finney and his wife. The wife out of convenience, I believe, and out of hatred. And Finney, because Finney was talking shit, and that's what this man, that was his destination. He was he was his final destination. Okay. Too bad Finney couldn't come back, man, and see it for what it was and get the fuck off the strip. But he chose to pull up to another man's area, another man's city, another man's town. And remember, it doesn't belong to Manny. No matter what he said, oh, Vegas is mine, I own Vegas. No, Vegas is for the people, by the people. Okay. The people, the community of Vegas, everyone that works there, everyone that lives there, they make up that community. That's for everybody. And for the 40 million people that travel every year and pump a lot of money into the casinos, a lot of revenue into the stores around there, man. That is their livelihood. That's what it's all about. It's all about the tourists. It's all about the people that show up to party and have a good time. So Manny took a little bit of that away from everybody, because what he did was, by doing the shooting, the murder in front of all those people in front of the Bellagio, he kind of stole that innocence of Vegas from a lot of people that were there, that were just trying to enjoy themselves. You know, people didn't go out on the strip that night expecting to see two people's heads blown off in front of them. Unfortunately, that's the way it went down. And all over YouTube trolling and beef. Some assaults thrown in for a little bit of salt and pepper, because you got to have seasoning on the steak, right? There was a lot that went into this. It wasn't like these people hadn't met up before. There was fists thrown. There was pushes pushed. There was mace sprayed. There was people electrocuted. This story is crazy. They did everything they could do besides shooting until ultimately Manny did. Now, having been from the streets, I understand that if someone talks shit to you, bang, bang, gunner gang, right? People will get off where they're mad at. You know, you can't dictate how other people feel. Their emotions are different. Everyone's different. Okay? So let's get into this Vegas sector, because they're feeling some type of way about me. See, I've been told by several people out of Vegas that I fuck with, that I talk to, since all this shit happened and those prior to this incident, right? That my name is circulating out there in the Vegas sector. Some people are loving my videos, the continued updates on this whole situation. I'm one of the only content creators that continues to elaborate upon this story and keep going, because it's very interesting to me, right? Whereas there's another side of Vegas that doesn't seem to like me whatsoever. And I've been getting several phone calls from Vegas. I've been getting several emails from Vegas. I've been getting several things. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say they threaten me, because I'm not here to give anyone cases, and I would never do that, right? But some people had some harsh critiques and some harsh words for me. Mind your own business. This is Vegas business. This is the Vegas sector. Well, check it out, Holmes. Vegas owes me money, because I went over there and I lost 10 thou wow the last time I was there. Then I hit him for 13 thou wow. Then I lost another 10. Either way, Vegas owes me, and I'm going to get everything about that motherfucker, right? But I'll say I respect Vegas, even though I'm trying to get mines back. And I respect everyone in the situation. I especially respect the families of Finney the Legend and Bubbly, their kids, their family. My condolences. I've always said that. And I'm not happy about what happened. And I'm not happy that this dude, Manny, that it escalated to this. But I'm also not a fucking punk. And I'm also a realist. And I'll say, man, those of you that are choosing Finney's side, or those of you that are choosing Manny's side, that are upset with me because I'm not showing Manny a lot of love because he's Mexican, I don't give a fuck if he was Egyptian, bro. That don't matter to me. I'm not a racist person. And the people over here that are on fucking Finney the Legend side saying, oh man, you're choosing Manny's side because he's Mexican. Guess what? Didn't you just hear me? Clean your ears out, baboso. I don't give a fuck what ethnicity he is. None of that matters. He's a murderer. He's probably going to get life in prison without the possibility or the death penalty. And guess what? I'm going to go to sleep and I'm going to eat that steak and I'm going to get all mines back. Why? Because I make conscious decisions. I talk to myself before I do things and I say, that's not right. And so I don't do it, right? There's not a man on this world that can't put hands on me or really approach me in a threatening manner that's going to make me want to pick up something and bop bop. Not at all. I don't get that emotional. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty stable in the way that I think. I will say though, shout out to all these people that are hating. You know, all these people that are trying to make me pick one side or the other, or they're hating on me for my content. Look, man, I'm not here to please everyone, but I am very informational. So whatever information I have that I come across, man, as a content creator, I feel the need and necessarily to put it out unless it's going to help law enforcement. And for that, I will hold back because I don't have anything that could help them anyways. That's not my job. You know, I'm not Mac Dre. It's not my job. All right. But what is my job as a content creator on YouTube is to state facts. And the fact is, whether you like it or you don't, two men had a disagreement. Two men talked a lot of shit about each other. I don't give a fuck how nice Finney the legend was and what a good man he was, what a beautiful couple that family was. The fact is, him and Bubbly, they instigated a lot of bullshit, just like Manny and his wife instigated a lot of bullshit. And at the end of the fucking day, two people died for it. And two fucking lives were changed forever for it. Manny might as well be dead because he's either going to get the death penalty anyways or a LWOP. And believe me, a LWOP is much worse. And for his wife, she might be happy now because she's doing what she's doing. But you never, ever know when the district attorney might say, ha, and then boo bop her shit. You know, they might renege on that little deal. You just never know, right? If she took a little deal, one never knows, does one? But one's not stupid, is he? When it comes to Finney's side, respect, condolences for the dead. I'm not going to disrespect the dead, but I'm not going to fucking lie to you guys either. That man and his wife did a lot of instigating. They talked a lot of shit. Did they deserve to die? Nope. No siree, not at all. Not even close, right? But then again, I think Finney was willing to throw those bows, man. He was willing to throw those hands, and he thought Manny was coming correct. And Manny came, according to the streets, way more than correct. I come from a lifestyle where you live by the gun, you die by the gun. You talk that shit, you can get your shit clipped, right? And so when the people that are supporting Manny that are like, good, what he did to Finney, Finney had coming. No, Finney didn't have that coming, but Finney definitely had something coming, whether it was that or whatever it was, right? I don't condone killing. I don't condone shooting innocent people. Were these people truly innocent? Were they antagonizing Manny all the way to the end? When you go to a town a man's from, when you already question his mental stability, when you, in your own words, are saying this guy, man, is off his rocker, he's got mental issues, he might even unalive himself. When you are pushing for him on your content to unalive himself, when you are basically bullying him to that point, this man comes to the knife fight with the gun, and then you're upset, and you got the supporters that are like, oh, he didn't. Listen, you can support whoever you want. I respect it. That's your prerogative. You can do what you want to do, like a Bobby Brown song. But what you can't do is disrespect me and try to check me. One dude tried to check me, though. Hey, bro, if you don't stop doing this video, man, the whole Vegas sector is going to be at your head. Well, fuck you then. I'll just go to Reno. Bang, bang. You never know who I'll run into in Reno. You never know who, right? But the fact is, man, I got a lot of respect and a lot of love for Las Vegas, and I will be going back to Las Vegas. I will pull up to Vegas several more times in my lifetime. There's no disrespect there. I'm not trying to meddle in your guys' business and take you guys all out your sector. But what I am saying is, you think that threat's going to hold me down? Hey, man, if I see you, I'm going to smash you. Bro, you are upset because Manny did the same shit you're talking about trying to do. If you don't stop it, right? You're more like Manny than you understand. And this is coming from one of Finney's side, right? As far as Manny's side, the way they try to check me was like, hey, homie, you shouldn't be getting at the homeboy's family. I'm not getting at his family. I'm on the outside looking in, right? No disrespect towards his family, no disrespect towards Finney's family. I respect these guys ultimately, man. I don't agree with what they were doing. That little bickering back and forth, all this shit. Look what happened. There was a baby that was crying on that video. That's all I give a fuck about. I don't give a fuck about Manny. I don't give a fuck about Finney. I don't give a fuck about Bubbly. I don't give a fuck about Julie. I don't care about none of them. You know who I care about? That baby that was in that video screaming and crying because there was a fucking dumb asshole shooting people in the middle of the strip. That's who I care about. The civilians, the people that are out there trying to do the right thing. All you motherfuckers that are out there gangbanging and doing the wrong thing, you want me to fucking, am I supposed to be your support system? You want a hug? Hell no. Real ones that are really about it don't need none of that. They're going to continue to do what they do, no questions asked. And those of you that do, well, I do. I don't know what's wrong with you, right? So my thing is, shout out to the Vegas sector. But if you really think you're going to knock me off my rocker, watch out. It's rock and roll, baby. It's rock and roll. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. Again, for the people that are supporting me out of Vegas, respects to you. For those that are not, and for those of you, man, that are just watching for the continual updates, I will update you and let you guys know exactly as soon as I find out what's going down, whether they're going to charge Manny with the death penalty or not. Don't worry, I got you guys covered like a state blanket. Thank you for all the support. For those of you that don't like me, shit, sometimes I look in the mirror and I don't even like myself. Then I remember the mamona I got the night before and I'm like, voila, I like myself again.